Hello, this is Mark from Productive Computing. Thanks for joining us on this video. I wanted to share with you an excerpt from a course that we have called Connect FileMaker to MailChimp. If you have a desire to connect FileMaker to MailChimp, this course will really help you speed this process along. Included in the course is a file that's completely opened and unlocked. This excerpt lesson from the actual course introduces you to the world of the MailChimp API, a little bit about how request and response works, as well as what you can expect with the included unlocked FileMaker file that comes complete with the course. So join us for this actual lesson, and thanks for watching. In this lesson, I wanted to provide an introduction to the MailChimp API and FileMaker integration as a whole. So first, we need to define what API actually stands for. It stands for Application Programming Interface. And the way that this API works, which is not uncommon from most APIs, in fact, could almost safely say that all APIs work this way, is that FileMaker will originate the request via a script and a series of script steps. That request will go over the internet to the MailChimp API, which will then be interpreted and sent through the MailChimp infrastructure. At this point, we could be requesting to add records or gathering records or deleting records or editing records or any number of things that we might ask the API on this request. MailChimp will then process that request through the API and interpret it as a response. You'll either get an error back or you'll get a bunch of information in the form of records or results. That will then end up coming back to you in FileMaker, where then you can process that data using more script steps and creating records or editing records in FileMaker, any number of things. But essentially, everything works as a request and then a response, a request and then a response, over and over again until you integrate it in the exact specification that you need to. Now, when we talk about the different methods, that is a key word. Method is the type of interaction we're doing. So from a FileMaker developer standpoint, we think of ourselves as creating records or reading records, updating records, or deleting records. And this is officially known as CRUD, or shortened with the term CRUD. The way that the MailChimp API refers to these interactions are in the form of a post for create, get for read, patch for update, and delete is delete. So throughout this course, we'll be using any four of these methods depending on the situation. So when you see that we use patch, for example, know that we're going to update something. Or when you see the method get being used, know that we're going to read something, or post is creating something. So there's a helper file included with this course. It's a FileMaker file that's completely opened and unlocked. You can use it both as a learning tool or even as a starting point for your own integration. We ask that you don't share this file in its current state to the FileMaker community, as it is reserved for those taking this course. But with that said, you can feel free to use it with your own development, your own projects, even your own products that you create as a foundation. The file is broken into several sections, and we'll be learning how to interact with this file throughout the course. There's a section for customers, where we have 500 sample customers already in place in a FileMaker system here in this FileMaker file so that we can use as potential sample data. This will navigate you back home. Then we have various other tables that are currently blank, but that we'll be using throughout the various lessons. Then we have this thing called API Freestyle, which is a workshop, if you will, for creating your requests and receiving your responses. Then we have a built-in JSON parser, an area for links to other resources, and the preferences area for this file. You can look at these preferences and determine how you want the file to behave based on the window placement or the window list size. Then this is a list view of the customers, which we've already seen. And then this is a form view for the customer where we can see the customer details, and then we can interact with the API using these left and right arrows, depending on the lesson that you're on. Under the hood, we have various tables set up, which have built-in relationships based on selected areas of the MailChimp API to sort of correlate with how the data structure is. We tried to keep it as simple as possible and just containing the bare minimum so that it's easier to learn the API without then having to deal with a bunch of FileMaker construct getting in your way. The scripts are organized in groups. We have the general admin scripts, the JSON parsing, and then the completed scripts. Please note that these scripts will change based on the lesson that you're looking at, because this file is in use while recording for this course. There may be quite a few things that change here, either the name or what you see within these scripts may be different, what you see in the video versus what you are able to download. And speaking of download, you can download this particular file directly under this particular lesson. And the username and password is simple. It's admin and there is no password, and the file should open up automatically for you without prompting for any kind of password. Okay, I think that about does it for the introduction. We'll move along here and get started with some other requirements. So I hope you enjoyed that excerpt from the course called Connect FileMaker to MailChimp. It's available at productivecomputinguniversity.com, and we'd love to have you if this is something you're interested in doing, connecting FileMaker to MailChimp. Thanks for watching.